if I press that button. Hello, welcome to the stream. Talking about the European Football Championships throughout the month. Welcome, and let me put me armrests up like. We're gonna keep that there. That there. We're gonna keep that there. We've made this happen. We're gonna make it happen. We are going to make Original Source sponsor Joachim Low. This is what we want. We want Original Source to sponsor Joachim Low. So this is going to happen. We are going to make this happen. I don't know how we're going to make it happen, but we are going to make it happen. Welcome to the stream tonight. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing okay. As I adjust my microphone, which I probably should have done before we started the stream, but oh well. That's what you get. We are just fresh from that Dutch game, the 2-0 win against Austria. We're going to analyse all the performances. We're going to bring you what happened in the Euros today, hence why it's called Today at the Euros. Where is it? There, up there. That's the title of the stream. Today at the Euros. And today we found out that the Dutch and the Belgians are joining the Italians in the last 16, and Ukraine have beaten North Macedonia as well, getting their first win of the Euros. So we're going to analyse all the games. We're going to bring you the European news, and we're going to be with you till around 10 to 11. We've got a poll, as we always do, asking for your game of the day. You need to go to our Twitter page at TFFS Live. We're also going to analyse the polls that you voted on and who you thought were going to win today. And yeah, that's what we're going to look at today. And of course, go follow us on Instagram, the Football Fan Show on Instagram, where you can see the post where we tagged in Original Source and we asked them to sponsor Joachim Low, because sniffing one's fingers is so important to football. Let me just. Minty fresh balls. It is just the joke, but we want it to happen. Original Source, you're going to sponsor Joachim Low. You are going to sponsor Joachim Low by the end of this tournament. We're going to secure him that because we love Joachim Low. That's why. Well, we don't. I couldn't care less about him, to be honest. I feel rather indifferent to Joachim Low. Couldn't care less. But we're going to make the sponsorship happen nevertheless. That's what we're going to do. So let's get into it then. And starting with the earlier game, which was, of course, from Group C. You had Group C, then Group B, then Group C. And the first game of the day was Ukraine, who bounced back from their opening defeats in Euro 2020. I thought they looked good in that match, the one that they lost to the Netherlands. Obviously, they came back from 2 goals down to level it at 2-2, and I thought they were hard done by. That they didn't get a point from that match, but they didn't, and that's what happened. That's what happened, and it's unfortunate, but that's what happened. My chair's falling to pieces, and whilst my chair falls to pieces, I can tell you, having fought back from 2 goals down before ultimately losing 3-2 to the Dutch on Sunday, Andrei Shevchenko. So it feels weird to say Andrei Shevchenko because he was one of the greatest goal scorers in the world at one point. Maybe a future Chelsea manager. Who knows? He's very pally with old Roman Abramovich. So yeah, having fought back from 2 goals down to lose 3-2 against the Netherlands, Andrei Shevchenko's side ended a run of 6 successive European Championship defeats. I believe the last time they actually won a game in the Euros was 1 when they were co-hosting it, and 2, Andrei Shevchenko was on the pitch. He wasn't managing them, but he was on the pitch. Captain Andrei Yarmolenko capitalised on poor defending from a corner after 28 minutes before the West Ham forward pass set up Roman Yaremchuk, who slotted away neatly into the bottom corner 5 minutes later. Leeds United's Egjan Alioski, there you go, Alioski, followed up with up his own saved penalty to hand a much improved North Macedonian side a second half lifeline. But they could not find an equaliser, which was disappointing because Ukraine kind of gave them their space. They gave them their cake and ate it. It was very disappointing to see defensively from Ukraine that they just let them attack them, and that was annoying to watch. That no way to end a match. It's very English the way the Ukraine played. They were 2-1 up, and then suddenly they were just sat. They were sitting back. What was the point? Go forward, get another goal, finish them off. You've conceded a goal. Go forward and get another one. Be like Italy. North Macedonia are the first team then to be eliminated from Euro 2020 after the Netherlands 2-0 defeat, 2-0 win over Austria. They needed Austria to get something out of that game, and it meant that they are guaranteed to finish bottom of the group. But it's disappointing for North Macedonia, considering that this is their first major tournament. But they'll be back, hopefully. Or then again, they could be just like Latvia in Euro 2004 and have qualified and then just never come back. I have no idea what was why Latvia have only ever qualified for one European Championships. I've got a Latvia jersey in my closet. Maybe I'll have to wear it one day. So what is what is next for Ukraine? Well, Ukraine meet Austria, and North Macedonia face the Dutch, who are already through. One of the worst managers in the competition, Frank de Boer, gets the Dutch team through. They're not going to win it. I can tell you now, they are not going to win it. Second game of the day. Kevin De Bruyne, back from injury. Fractured orbital bone from the Champions League final against Chelsea for Man City. Obviously, was substituted in that match. But Kevin De Bruyne inspired Belgium to come back to win against Denmark. Now, the way Denmark were playing, what lost them the game against Finland, and we all know what lost them. They weren't in their right mind to play that game, because we know what cost them against Finland really inspired them against Belgium to a point where they look damn good, and I'm a little bit annoyed. They're not out yet because Russia beat Finland, so there's still a chance. There is still a chance for Denmark to be one of the best. I think they could still finish second. I still think they could finish second. I can hear an echo in the background. I don't know what it is. Hang on, let me go and investigate. Hang on. Be right back. There was indeed an echo in the background. Many apologies. Many apologies, my friends. Let's move on and talk about this Belgium game. So, yes, of course, tributes were paid to Denmark's number 10 before the game. They had a giant unfoldable, fold-up shirt that they put on the pitch with the Eriksen's number on it, which is number 10, before the game. And during the 10th minute, because he wears the number 10, they had a minute of applause. The ball was kicked off the pitch. The Belgian players, even the officials, joined in with the applause. Officials and supporters joined for a minute of applause. And then, that came after, of course. Denmark took the lead through Yusuf Poulsen, who gave the hosts the dream start. They wanted just 39 seconds into the game. Now that has always been the error with the problem with Belgium has always been they have some of the best attacking players in the world. You know, you've got Lukaku, you've got De Bruyne, you've got Eden Hazard when he's not overweight and playing badly, according to Real Madrid fans. But they have a terrible defense. They're just terrible at defending. They do not have very good defenders, in my opinion. That has always been their Achilles heel. They've got good defenders. They've just not got people at the back that are as good as the people at the front. They've not got any world-class defenders, in my opinion. But they've still got good defenders. They're just not good enough. So all of Belgium's quality is at the front. So, you know, put their defenders. Sorry, put their defenders under pressure. You're likely to get goals. And that happened in 39 seconds into the game. And it was a mistake from the Belgian defence that led to Poulsen getting the goal. De Bruyne was sent on at the start of the second half. Was originally on the bench. It's his first appearance in that Champions League final. He played a part in the equaliser, receiving the ball from Romelu Lukaku before superbly finding Thorgan Hazard to fire home, of course, Eden Hazard's brother. And then drove in the winner with 20 minutes to go, just showing his utter class, remaining after a brilliant move started from Lukaku. The thing about Lukaku is, he is a fantastic team player. He's not just a great striker, he's a great team player as well. He's a great team player at Inter Milan, and he's a great team player for Belgium. And to be fair, Thorgan Hazard's goal was fantastic from De Bruyne, because he dummies two Danish defenders, because he goes for, I think he goes for two, he definitely goes to shoot the ball and then pulls out of it, because he does a dummy on, I think he does two dummies, to be fair. I don't know whether the second one you class as a dummy, but it's definitely, he goes for two fake shots, and then he knows where Thorgan Hazard is, and he delivers the ball to him. And fantastic. Maybe you should consider a career for UPS if his delivery's that good. Jokes, I've got them. Martin Braithwaite went close to a late equaliser for Denmark, but his header skimmed the top of the crossbar. Victory does mean that Belgium are through to the last 16. The first team through to the last 16 with Italy. Obviously, yesterday they're the second team, but the first team after Italy. So they're joining Italy in the last 16, who were the first team through. So Belgium's second team through, but first team after Italy. We've got another team that's through as well, and we'll tell you about them in a bit. Because, it's... I feel sorry for the Danes. I'd like to. I think everybody would like to have seen them win, but they're up against the best team, one of the top two teams in the tournament. You know, you've got France are everybody's favourites. I suppose that's a lazy answer, but I think, you know, the FIFA World Rankings suggest that Belgium are the best team in the world. I disagree with the world rankings that Belgium are the best team in the world. I think France are probably the best team in the world, but we'll see what happens. I mean, even France's B team, I think, could do a job against Belgium. And then the game of the evening was the Netherlands versus Austria. The Netherlands have also booked their spot in the last 16 of the Euros as they saw off Austria on home turf at the Johan Cruyff Arena in Amsterdam to win Group C with a game to spare. Frank de Boer's side, who beat Ukraine in their opening fixture, looked to be hitting their stride as they outclassed the visitors in front of more than 12,000 fans at the Johan Cruyff Arena. Talisman Memphis Depay, who's on his way to Barcelona, put the hosts ahead from the spot after David Alaba brought down flying winger Denzel Dumfries, who capped a fine performance by adding the second from a swift break in the second half. The Dutch, who failed to qualify for the past two major tournaments, are in the knockout stages, at the European Championships for the first time since 2008. Austria, though, obviously started their campaign with a win over North Macedonia, and their progression will be decided in their final group game. Will it be Austria or will it be Ukraine that gets second place in that group and that guaranteed spot in the last 16? Because you don't want to finish third and be one of the top four third place teams, because that is a lottery. If I'm one of those teams, that is a lottery I don't want to rely on. That's not a lottery I want to rely on, considering Wales have more points, will have more points than the team that will lose the Ukraine Austria match, or they draw. Sorry, the Ukraine-Austria match, unless they draw, of course, in which case, if Wales lose against Italy, they'll all have 4 points, and then that makes it very difficult to work out who's going into the last 16. I suppose it's goal difference, or I suppose it has to be goal difference, doesn't it? Who's ever scored the most goals, and with Bale's penalty miss, I'm not looking good. De Boer, who came in for some criticism for using a 5-3-2 formation in the build-up, but stuck with it after an entertaining 3-2 win against Ukraine. He was rewarded as the Netherlands have secured their place in the knockout stages at their first tournament since the 2014 World Cup. And the Dutch are through to the last 16. So the next game, Austria meet Ukraine, and the Netherlands beat the already departed from this tournament North Macedonia in the final group games on next Monday at 5 o'clock. All the games playing concurrently now. So those are today's fixtures. Let's have a look at how you thought these games would go. We're going to start with the earlier game, which was Ukraine and Macedonia. 80% of you got it right. You thought that Ukraine would win. Well done to you. No one thought it would be a draw, and only 20% of you gave North Macedonia a chance. Obviously, 1-2-1 for Ukraine. Denmark-Belgium. 72.7% of you went with a Belgian win. 18.2% of you not believing in the Danes. And then a draw was 9.1% of you thinking that they might draw. I thought they might draw. I genuinely thought they might draw. I thought when Belgium got an equaliser, I thought, this will finish 1-1. But no, Belgium went forward, got another goal. Fantastic. 72.7% of you getting that one right. And in our final game, obviously Austria versus Netherlands, 1-2-0. The Netherlands did. 72.7% of you going with the Dutch. That one was a bit easier to predict. 18.2% for Austria, 9.1% for a draw. So 72.7% of you getting that one right. So you've had a good day for the predictions. It's 3 for 3, so well done. Well done. I don't know why my voice keeps going so high, but 3 for 3. Of course, tomorrow, the big one, as the Scots head south of Hadrian's Wall. There's already news reports of Scotland fans in London. Londoners, be very scared, be very aware that you are being infiltrated by Scots. For the Scots, have a good time. Enjoy it before you lose 3-0, at the very least. That's tomorrow. We're going to look ahead of to that game tomorrow, and some team news from England as well for that one as well, and some Scotland team news too. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about the 10-minute, the 1 minute of applause in the 10th minute of the Denmark-Belgium game. They showed support for Christian Eriksen, and the referee actually stopped playing the 10th minute after Yusuf Poulsen had given Denmark the early lead. Eriksen is recovering from hospital, and there is news from Christian Eriksen that I will bring to you, having suffered a cardiac arrest in the stadium during Denmark's opening loss to Finland in Copenhagen on Saturday. He, of course, wears the number 10 shirt, so hence the 10th minute, and they had a giant shirt, number 10 shirt, on the pitch as well. And so the news from Eriksen, if I can bring that up, Christian Eriksen. The news is that he is going to be fitted with the Danish player Christian Eriksen is going to be fitted with a heart-starting device following his collapse during that Euro 2020 match. Now, Does that mean he's going to play again? I'm not going to speculate on that. All I'm going to say is, is it Memphis Depay? Or one of the Dutch players has a similar... another... well, the same device, actually. Dutch player... If I just go Dutch player ICD, and I'll tell you more about it in a minute. And... I'm just trying to... Daily Blind, was it? Was it Daily Blind? Yeah, Daily Blind. Yeah, Daily Blind has one. That's who it is. And that's what I was trying to work out. So Daily Blind have one of these. This is an implantable cardioverter defibrillator, and it's necessary due to rhythm disturbances. And then that's what the Danish team doctor Morten Boesen said. Eriksson remains in hospital, but says he's fine under the conditions, under the circumstances. A British Heart Foundation, by the way, describes the ICD as a small device which is planted underneath the skin. It is connected to the heart with thin wires and sends electrical pulses to regulate abnormal heart rhythms. Boesen, the team doctor for Denmark, added Christian has accepted the solution, and the plan has moreover been confirmed by specialists nationally and internationally who all recommend the same treatment. We encourage everybody to give Christian and his family peace and privacy as well. I'm not going to start the speculation that he's going to return to the pitch, because that is in poor taste, and I'm not going to do it. I hope he does, but I hope that he's happy and he does what he needs to do to make himself happy and his family happy. Maybe he'll end up a manager. Maybe he'll manage the Denmark team. Who knows? Let's stop speculating now, Denny. Right, let's have a look at England versus Scotland. Before we get to that, actually, I just want to say that at the moment our poll is running, and you can vote on your game of the day. Is it Ukraine 2, Macedonia 1? Is it Denmark 1, Belgium 2, or is it the Netherlands 2, Austria 0? Currently, 100% of you going with Denmark and Belgium, but Denmark 1, Belgium 2 as your game of the day. I think honorary game of the day. I think I'll give it to that. Anyway, but it was a very, very, very good game. But then so was the North Macedonian game. I don't want to piss off the Greeks. North Macedonia. It was a very good game. Both games were very good. At the moment, Denmark and Belgium winning your vote. 34 minutes left to go if you wish to vote in that one. So, here we go. Football's oldest rivalry resumes tomorrow, and something happened this week in 1996. Something about a dentist chair. And if they don't use that celebration against Scotland, I'll be very, very, very annoyed. They're going to. They are. There's too much hype around it. They have to. They have to, don't they? They have to use the dentist chair celebration. They have to. Otherwise, Joachim Low is going to come in for a cheeky sniff. By the way, can I just give, before we move on and talk about the England-Scotland game, can I give massive credit to Paul Pogba for shaking Joachim Low's hand, because you never know where those fingers have been. There's a picture doing the rounds on social media, and that's the joke. Yes, football oldest rivalry does indeed resume tomorrow at 8 p.m. at Wembley in Euro 2020. England and Scotland will meet for the 115th time, and they first met in 1872, first international football match. But who will come out on top in the latest edition of England? Dun 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 dun. Versus Scotland. Sorry, I'm going for a bit of Ant versus Deck vibe from Saturday Night Takeaway. So who is going to win? I mean, my 10 cents on it was that I would be, and I said this yesterday, very disappointed if England didn't win by more than 3 goals. I would expect a 3-0 win at the very minimum, because I don't think Scotland have any quality. Any quality. I think they've got some good young players coming through, but it's too early. Too early for them. Thanks for coming, Scotland. Thanks for winning the raffle to get in, but I don't see Scotland doing very well in this game. And, surprise me. If Scotland win, then what should be my forfeit if Scotland win? I don't have any face paint, because otherwise I do a full Scotland face paint. If I try and get some face paint, maybe that'll be it, or something like that. I don't know. I don't have any face paint. I can't do it. Maybe if I order some, maybe if I order some now, maybe it'll arrive tomorrow, and that'll be my forfeit if Scotland win. But it's unlikely. It's incredibly unlikely. I gotta be honest. It's incredibly unlikely that Scotland are gonna win. So let's have a look at the prospective team news for Scotland. So we got Marshall in goal. Hopefully he won't be rushing back to his goal line with a shot from the halfway line. Cooper, Hanley and Hendry is your three at the back. So the website that I'm using has gone with a 3-5-2 formation. But obviously you've got Robertson and O'Donnell on the wing as wing backs, so they'll be running back and forth throughout the wing, with McGinn, McTominay and Armstrong in the middle of midfield, with Dykes and Christie up front for Scotland. And if we look at the so that was the Scotland team that lost 2-0 to the Czech Republic. We'll have a look at team news in a bit, but the big England team news is that defender Harry Maguire will be involved in England's squad for this game. This is what Gareth Southgate has had to say. The Manchester United captain has not played since the 9th of May because of an ankle injury. However, he returned to full fitness last week and could feature in the Scotland game. And Southgate said, and I quote, "The decision we have got to make is whether he is ready to start. We are all really pleased with his progress. He has trained with the team for 4 or 5 days now, and he has had no reaction. He is on a really good path. We want everyone available. It causes difficult decisions, but we have 26 players on the training pitch, and that is a great position to be involved in." Tyrone Mings debutised for Maguire alongside John Stones in the win against Croatia, the 1-0 win against Croatia, obviously. So, yeah, Harry Maguire potentially. Are you a supporter of Harry Maguire in the England team? I don't. Personally, I would not have called him into the England team, not just because of the injury, because he's not had a very good season. His first half of the season was a disaster after that whole trouble in Greece. Scotland team news is that Kieran Tierney is fit and available for the massive game tomorrow. The 24-year-old Arsenal midfielder has recovered from a calf problem that kept him out of the Czech Republic game. And Steve Clarke, the Scotland head coach, said, "It's good news for Kieran, good news for us and the Scottish supporters. Hopefully, we can all back that up with a good result. He has trained fully in the last 2 days. He is available for the whole game." Midfielder Scott McTominay welcomed the return of Kieran Tierney, who said on Wednesday it was a touch and go as to whether he would be fit. It'll be interesting to see what your score predictions are. Just hit us up on Twitter at TFFS Live. And for me, as I said, 3-0 minimum for England. And oh god, they're gonna lose now. I'll do some sort of forfeit if Scotland win. I'll do some sort of forfeit. I haven't worked out what it is, but I will do some sort of forfeit on the channel tomorrow. I'll probably wear like Scotland face paint, as I said. I'll have to buy some face paint very quickly. But that is what is going on at the Euros today. So Scotland team news. We'll try and get you some. We'll look ahead to the fixtures tomorrow as well. Apart from the England-Scotland match, because we've already looked at that one. Also tomorrow, if you're not just focused and anglicised centric like myself, we got Sweden and Slovakia at 2 o'clock tomorrow, and Dejan Kulusevski and Matthias Svanberg missed Sweden's opening game after testing positive for coronavirus. However, both midfielders have since returned negative tests and are back in contention. Right back Mikael Lustig could miss out after suffering a groin strain in the 0-0 draw with Spain, and Slovakia forward Ivan Skranz was absent for the victory against Poland because of a thigh injury. Could be available once again as Sweden face Slovakia at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Let's give you some match facts, head-to-heads from this one, starting with that. And the first meeting, this is the first meeting between Sweden and Slovakia at a major tournament. The most recent encounter was a 1-1 draw in a friendly in October of 2018. Sweden are unbeaten in all 5 of their previous games against Slovakia. The Swedes won 6-0 in a friendly in Abu Dhabi in January of 2017. Sweden have won their previous 5 games before their goalless draw against Spain. They have lost their second group stage at each. They've lost their second group stage game at each of the last 4 major tournaments. Doff your tinfoil caps for a conspiracy theory. Although those games were against Spain, England, Italy and Germany, I don't think they're going to lose this one. Slovakia are unbeaten in their last 6 games, 2 wins and 4 draws. Their longest unbeaten run since June of 2016. They did not have a single shot after scoring their second goal in the 69th minute of their 2-1 win over Poland, despite playing against 10 men. And defender Milan Skriniar has scored 3 goals in the last 4 appearances for Slovakia after failing to score in his first 37 international appearances. Well, I mean, he is a defender, let's be honest. And that's a Group C game, by the way. The other offering from Group D kicks off at 5 o'clock. It's Croatia versus the Czech Republic. If the Czechs win, they're through. Quite simply, if they win, they're through. And then it's all about England versus the Czech Republic in the final game, because Scotland aren't beating England. Croatian centre-back Dejan Lovren has recovered from a knee ligament injury and should be available. Whereas Bruno Petkovic could replace Anton Rebic up front, whilst left back Borna Barisic remains sidelined by a persistent back injury. The Czechs could name the same starting lineup that they had against Scotland in their 2-0 win, and the goalkeeper Yuri Pavlenka has withdrawn from the squad because of a back injury and has been replaced by Thomas Kubek. What is my prediction? Czech Republic to win 1-0. That's my prediction for you. Head-to-head then, Croatia are unbeaten in their 3 previous meetings with the Czech Republic. That's 2 draws and a defeat for the Czech Republic. Those 3 games have produced 12 goals in total. Right, lads? Should be a good one tomorrow then. An average of 4 per match. Okay, if you can deliver that tomorrow, sounds like it could be game of the tournament thus far. You'll beat out the Netherlands in Ukraine game. Croatia have lost 8 of their last 14 matches in all competitions, winning 4, drawing 2 of those last 14 games. They have just claimed 2 wins in their last 10 games with 2 draws and 6 defeats. And the Croats have never lost their second match in a major tournament, running span of 10 games, which is 6 wins and 4 draws. The Czech team, some Czech facts for you. The Czech Republic only drew in their last 19 group stage matches, winning 9, drawing 9 at a major tournaments. Came against Croatia in Euro 2016 with the game ending 2-2, please. Actually, no, that's not a bad result for the neutral, I guess, as long as there's goals. The Czechs could win their opening 2 group stage games. The first time that they would win their 2 opening group stage games at a major tournament, actually for just the 3rd time in their history. They last did so at Euro 2004, 17 years ago. This Euro 2020, but it's 17 years ago that they last won their first 2 games at a major tournament. And yeah, Patrick Schick has been involved in 10 in his last 9 starts for his country, scoring 8 goals and providing 2 assists. So he's been involved in 10 goals for his country. And still, that goal against Scotland, game of the tournament, calling it there. It was David Beckham against Wimbledon-esque. Just a fantastic goal. And finally, bring you some more match facts from the England match. Well, we did this one, but of course it is not too distant in the memory of plenty of England fans when Paul Gascoigne scored against Scotland to secure England's win against them in Euro 96. Very much hoping for a similar result out there today, although a 3-0 win would be better than a 1-0 win, because let's just face it, we're better than Scotland. And in a little bit of offbeat news from the Euros, so we love our offbeat news from the Euros. The craze with players moving bottles of Coke, or be it, first of all, the Russia manager gets a shout out for just sitting down at the press conference table, grabbing the bottle of Coke and just going, I'm just going to nick this, and proceeding to just neck the bottle of Coke, which I found absolutely hilarious, because he took no questions. He just drank the bottle of Coke, and then he took questions. But UEFA has warned teams they could be fined if they move drinks at news conferences. Teams at Euro 2020 could face fines if their players move drinks provided by sponsors at news conferences, as Cristiano Ronaldo and Paul Pogba have done in recent days. And actually, one of the Scottish players said nay cork at his press conference, taking the piss out of Ronaldo, and particularly Ronaldo. I enjoyed that. To be fair, it was at a Scottish press conference, not the European. So they only have the bottles of Coke at the Euro, after the Euros or before the matches, when it's the Euros press conferences. But if it's just the team's press conference, they don't have that. I suppose the drink sponsor for Scotland is Tennent's, but I suppose they don't want the players to drink before the match, because unless you're Paul Gascoigne, he was the only world-class player that could play whilst plastered, and that's something he's come out and said this week. Believing that he was class because he was always playing pissed, which is a kind of sad reality when you know Gaz's story. But so we've had Cristiano Ronaldo removing 2 bottles of Coke, telling people to drink water, and then we had Paul Pogba, a practicing Muslim, removing the bottle of Heineken beer, which was, by the way, non-alcoholic. It has been confirmed it was non-alcoholic beer, but still moved, and that's his belief. So that's what he did. So fine. Italy's Manuel Locatelli also replaced Coca-Cola with a water bottle on Wednesday. UEFA has reminded participating teams that partnerships are integral to the delivery of the tournament and to ensuing the development of football across Europe, including for youth and women's football. That's what tournament organisers have said today. UEFA Euro 2020's tournament director Martin Callan said players were contractually obligated through their federations, through their federation of the tournament regulations to follow. However, he said he understood the actions of players like Pogba did such things for religious reasons. Teams have been reminded of their contractual regulations, and Callan said disciplinary action was a possibility. So remove the bottle of Coke, Cristiano Ronaldo. I beg you, have Portugal kicked out the tournament. Can all the good teams just do that? Come on, I mean, they're not going to kick France out for Pogba removing the Heineken bottle. I think they're okay with that one. I think they're okay with that one because he did it for religious reasons. But for health reasons, they're gonna fine you if you do it for health reasons. So can we find a French player that is a practicing Christian or is just not religious to move the Coca-Cola bottles, please, or the Heineken bottles? Or Pogba can remove the Coke bottles if he wants. Just do it and see what happens. Breaking news: France kicked out of Euro 2020 after Paul Pogba removed a bottle of Coke. Jesus, what is this? That's just that's sad, isn't it? I just saddened by the commercialization of the sport and this tournament. Very, very sad. UEFA does not, by the way, intend to fine players directly, and any actions are at the discretion of national federations. And in another statement that Callan's produced, we are never fining players directly from UEFA's side. We will do this always through the participating national associations, and then they could look if they will go further to the player, but we are not going directly for the moment to the player. And they said they have regulations signed by every participating federation. Can somebody just get kicked out for removing a bottle of Coke? If that could happen, I would be very... If it's a good team, not a crap team, a good team. So Scotland, don't bother. Portugal do it. France do it. Germany are kind of a joke, so... let's leave that. Who else can we get to remove a bottle of Coke and get kicked out of the tournament? That's what I want. I want that. Somebody just get kicked out for removing the bottle of Coke or the beer bottle or something. Why have they got beer in front? I know it's non-alcoholic beer, but actually I'm kind of outraged that they got a beer bottle in front of them. I mean, the Russian manager will be like, can the Russian manager just turn up and say, you know what, I don't drink Heineken, Smirnoff. Actually, Smirnoff's a shit vodka. Why did I go Smirnoff? Like, Russian standards are better vodka than Smirnoff's shit. Why did I go Smirnoff? Insert better vodka name in the edit. Yeah. I just want somebody to go... Particularly, if the Russian manager could do it, that would be very good, because I think he's banter after what he did with the Coke bottle. That would be very good if he just knocked off if he just bought a bottle of his favourite vodka and just... I don't know why I'm being so stereotypical. He might not even drink vodka. He might be a whiskey man, for all I know. I just want to be stereotyped, which I guess is a bit xenophobic and a bit racist, but yeah. If he could just get his favourite bottle of vodka, just plunk it on the table, knock off the non-alcoholic Heineken bottle, and just start drinking it however they want to drink it, with ice, shots, with Coke. In fact, actually, use the Coke bottles, merge it with the vodka, and there you go. You got a vodka Coke. Have that with some ice. There we go. That's what I want to see from the Russian team manager. I want to see him have a vodka and Coke whilst at his next press conference. Can we make this happen? But more importantly than that, I want Original Source to sponsor Joachim Low, because he needs minty fresh balls after he scratches. He puts his fingers in his armpits, his fingers down his pants to scratch his his crown jewels, and maybe the back end as well. Not that I'm being too vulgar here, but if it could smell minty fresh, Original Source, you need to sort him out. You're missing a trick there. That's it. That's all we've got left to talk about. There is 12 minutes to vote on our poll. It's Ukraine 2, Macedonia 1, Denmark 1, Belgium 2, and the Netherlands 2, Austria 0. What was your game of the day? Currently with 100% of the vote, it's Belgium 2. It's Denmark 1, Belgium 2, which you voted as your game of the day. So yes, and that means that now we have got 3 teams in the last 16 guaranteed after today's results. Italy, Belgium and the Netherlands all in the last 16 of the competition. Who has impressed you the most? And that is a poll that we're going to currently run. Who has impressed you the most out of? And then we'll do the Netherlands, Italy, Belgium, and the Netherlands. And we'll run this one for 24 hours. We'll run this one for 24 hours. And we'll hashtag it Euro 2020. So I want to know who has impressed you the most of the teams, of the 3 teams that are currently through to the last 16 of the Champions League, of the European Championship. I'm getting way ahead of myself now. The Champions League. Wish it was the Champions League. Who has impressed you the most out of all these teams? Is it Italy? Is it Belgium? Is it the Netherlands? Because for me, it's Italy. Of course, it is, because they're I've maybe been a bit too passionate about the way that they played. Against the Italian press, and not their media. I mean their pressing play. That's what I love. And I'm all down for it. I want more of it. I want more Italian press, and that is all I want. All I want for Christmas is the Italian press, to watch that on repeat. So that is a poll that is now live on our Twitter account at TFFS Live. We're running polls throughout the Euros. We want your opinion on the games, and I want to know who has impressed you the most, Italy, Belgium, or the Netherlands, of all 3 teams that are currently through to the last 16. Italy get my vote because their press is... I'm here for it. I've never seen an Italian team attack so much, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So for me, and already there's 2 votes, and Italy are on 100%. You've got 24 hours for this one, by the way, so it will end in tomorrow night's stream, which, to be fair, I'm debating not doing one tomorrow because I'll be very drunk after the England-Scotland game, and I don't want to say things that'll get me in trouble. I remember the Eurovision Song Contest. So that's tomorrow, and let's have a look at the groups then, because we'll go to Group B, where Belgium are currently the top team in that group, having won both of their games. They're on 6 points, of course, through to the last 16. Russia are in second place on -2 on goal difference, 3 points. Finland are third on 3 points, and then Denmark still with a chance, bottom of the group on 0 points, but still with a chance. It's a slim chance, but it's a chance. A slim chance, but a chance. Group C, which was in action today. The Dutch top, having won both of their games on 6 points, goal difference of +3. Ukraine, goal difference of 0, but with 3 points to their name. Austria, also on 3 points, are third, and North Macedonia out of the competition on 0 points. Now then, the final game of Group C is going to decide who gets second spot, Ukraine or Austria, and that's going to be a fantastic game. That's going to be fantastic. I back no, I don't back Austria. I back Ukraine. I back Ukraine to get that one. So I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. So if you want to vote in that one, you can do so. In fact, actually, we've just had a vote for the Belgians, so it's 33.3% of you. 7 minutes left. We'll stick with you for the 7 minutes left of our poll, so that we can get you that result. Right, let's move on to other football news that is non-Euro related, because there's actually been quite a lot of it today. And Gennaro Gattuso has left Fiorentina after less than 3 weeks as manager, and Spurs, being the desperate fuckers that they are, have already made him, well, the bookies have already made him favourite for the Spurs job after the guy that was sacked by Roma and replaced by Jose Mourinho, Paulo Fonseca, will not be replacing Jose Mourinho at Tottenham. Those talks broke down. So Tottenham are just being a Tottenham, and we've got news on. We'll bring you the news on Rafa potentially becoming Everton manager. Manchester United have lost £21.7 million in the first 3 months of 2021, and Ashley Young has joined Watford from Inter Milan on a free transfer. Can't wait for that. Can't wait for the new Premier League season. We're going to be back throughout the season. It'll be our second season as a channel for it. So we're really excited to be coming back for the Premier League, and obviously with the podcast and everything like that. 6 votes in our poll, which you have 23 hours left in. 66.7% of you thinking Italy, agreeing with me. Italy as your as the team that has impressed you the most. Belgium with 16.7%, and the Netherlands also on 16.7%. It does look like your game of the day is going to be the Danish-Belgium game, which of course finished Denmark 1, Belgium 2. Now I have a excellent opportunity. I never actually opened the phone line today, so you couldn't even call, which was disappointing. But of course, in future shows, you can, of course, call us. And the number is there on the screen, or was on the screen. You can also Skype us. That is our Skype address. Please do call in. It'd been lovely to have a chat with you. Or if you're in the comments, just if you're in the Twitch chat, come and give us a call. Just come and chat with us and get your opinions on the games. But of course, you can call in. And tomorrow is going to be incredibly important because of the England-Scotland game. I'm going to be very drunk, and that's always going to be interesting. So if you would like to, you can, of course, call tomorrow after the England-Scotland game. We will be taking your calls on the game immediately after the game. We might be sticking with you for longer than an hour as well. Of course, you can go check us out on our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/The Football Fan Show. Go to our Instagram page right now where you can see what we sent to Original Source, begging them to sponsor Joachim Low. That's what we want. It's what we're here for. In fact, we're going to get it on the stream. If I can switch my Instagram accounts, we will get you that post from us, which has been it's not gone viral yet, but it's slowly getting there. It's picking up some traction, and that's what I want. I want some traction for it, and let's see if we can get it. Let's see if we can get it for you now. Here we go. Oh, no. We can't. That's disappointing. That's very disappointing. That is very disappointing. Sorry, I can't bring that to you. We'll do a window capture instead. How about that? There you go. That's it. That is it. That's what we wanted to see. But we need to zoom in on it. So come on. Let us zoom in. This is what we've said. This is what we've sent to Original Source. Original Source, can we arrange some sort of sponsorship for Joachim Low? He loves a good finger. I should have put the word sniff there, but then I thought finger was funnier. Not sure why, but if he smells good, at least his experience would be pleasant. Joachim Low, sponsored by Original Source. That, for me, is all we need. All I need from this European Championships is Joachim Low, sponsored by the good folks at Original Source. That's all I want. All I want for football is Joachim Low, sponsored by Original Source. Tell us how you think he keeps his balls minty and fresh and his armpits smelling so radiant. 2 minutes left. We're going to call it now, and it is Belgium and Denmark. Denmark 1, Belgium 2, which took place in Copenhagen. That is your game of the day. You have voted. There is 2 minutes left, but we're going to call it now because it looks like that's going to win. And there's 2 minutes to go, but we're going to call it now. That is your game of the day. So thank you for voting. Of course, you can go vote on which of the 3 teams that are through to the last 16 have impressed you the most. And of course, check out our Twitter page tomorrow, where there will be polls for all 3 games being played. And I'll ask you who you think will win, or whether it'll be a draw. And of course, England and Scotland tomorrow at 8. I'm not live streaming during the match, but I will live stream during their final group game, and I will try and live stream throughout the knockouts as well. And the shows are going to get less frequent after the group stages, okay? So there you go. Because there's not football on every day. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. The replay is going to go up on YouTube as soon as YouTube deems it acceptable, because it keeps, YouTube keeps fucking with me on this. So bear with me on this before we head on over to YouTube and replay this entire stream. Thank you very much for joining me here on Twitch, and go check us out on YouTube. It's the Football Fan Show, so please, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow after the England and Scotland game, and I am going to be very drunk, so let's go. It's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming.